Good afternoon, everyone. I, on behalf of Institutions Innovation Council, Tripura University, would like to welcome you all to the talk on basics of business plan development. Today, we have with us Dr. Nirmalya Debnath, Assistant Professor from Department of Business Management, Tripura University. Dr. Debnath earned his PhD from KIT University, Bhubaneswar, in Business Management. I welcome you, sir, to this session. Over to you.
Thank you, Mandakini, for nice welcome and good afternoon, all of you. Today, I'll be discussing on the basics of business plan development. So, whenever we talk about any business, we generally think that we need to create some ideas, we need to develop some ideas, we need to innovate some ideas, which will uh, give some solution to any problem, and that problem if get solved and we can sell that solution to the people and they get benefited out of that solution, and automatically we might get some earning out of that solution which we are providing to the customers. So basically we want to create some idea, we want to create some solution, and we want to sell that solution, and which may give us some earning, and automatically it becomes a business. Now how to create an idea and how to develop the idea and how to sell that idea so that it gives some benefit to the society, that it need to be taken care before we go for some business planning. So, with this introduction, let me go ahead with the nitty gritties of business plan development. Now, planning as a part of the business operation. Now, before we go for any kind of planning, we need to understand why we are planning for any business. Basically, planning is a process that never ends for a business. So, if we do not have a proper planning, you cannot do a better business. So, planning is necessary, is very much important for any kind of business to start ahead with. So, what kind of planning we require? So, the different planning which we require is basically the different strategies which we need to follow for doing any business, as well as what kind of product or services we are going to give to the society, so that out of that product or service the customers or the consumers get benefited. And for the benefit of the customers, if we plan a strategically business development, then automatically it will help not only our profitability, it will also help the society as a large at a large. Now, as the venture grow up to mature business, planning will continue. Once we have already developed a plan for our business, and when we become mature, our planning also continues, that how we can extend our business so that we can give more benefit to our customers in near future. So this is a continuous process, that if we have started a business, it is not the end. We have to continue it for a long time so that we can give benefit to the society for a long time. And if the society is very happy with our product or service we are offering, that would be more profitable business in the long term. Now, what is a business plan basically? A business plan is a written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describes all the relevant internal and external elements and strategies for starting a new venture. So, whenever we start writing a business plan, we generally think about the society, about the environment, about the climate, and so many other aspects like different customers, different age group of people, different gender group of people, different cultural aspects, different religious group of people, and finally we try to understand what kind of likings or dislikings, what kind of attitudes or psychological aspects customer have, which we need to carefully understand by doing research. Then only we can go ahead with some kind of a innovative ideas which will generate a better product or service for those type of customers, and it might give us some return in terms of money or profit. So for that we need to strategize our venture, strategize our business in such a way that our product or service should give benefit to those group of people for whom we are actually making the product or service, giving the service. So it is a integration of functional plans such as marketing, finance, manufacturing, sales, and human resource. So when we will start our business or we will plan our business, it is an integration or summation of marketing planning, and we need to understand how much money we need, how much money we need to invest, then how we are going to manufacture the product, how the operations will be going on, then how we are going to sell our product, how many people we require for our internal business development, and that is human resource, whether we need engineers, whether we need lawyers, whether we need business managers, whether we need doctors for running our business like hospitals. So we need to understand that how many people we require, and how we need to strategize our marketing strategies, how we need to budget our finance, how we need to make our infrastructure for better manufacturing process, and how we are going to sell our product, who will be distributing our product, who will be taking our product to the right place at the right time. So all this functional planning is very much necessary for any business planning venture. Then going ahead with the next, we should, how who should write the plan. Now generally the business plan should be prepared by an entrepreneur. Now entrepreneur, when that writing of the business that person starts, they might take a consultation, because if I am a and I want to be an entrepreneur, I may not be have the experience to understand how to write a business plan. So I may take the help of the accountants, the lawyers, then marketing consultants and engineers, those who have some kind of professional experience in their own area. That might help me to write my business planning in more better way. Because if I want to start, let's say, a software company, so maybe I am not a software engineer, but as a layman I want to start a software business. Now I need to consult with engineers. If I do not know about the rules and regulations or laws, legal aspects of any business, I need to consult with the lawyers. If I do not have much idea about the financial aspects, I may need to consult with accountants. If I do not have much idea about the marketing of my products, then I need to consult with my marketing consultants. So these are the different professional group of people who might help me to go ahead with my business or with my ideas in a more better way. So these are the people, as an entrepreneur, I need always to consult with, so that I can prepare a better business plan for the long term. Then who reads the plans? Now if I have made the plan by consulting with different professional groups of people, who will be interested in my plan? The prospective interested people. The business plan may be read by the employees, investors, bankers, venture capitalists, suppliers, customers, advisors, and consultants. Obviously, uh, if I write a better business plan, obviously the employees or the investors, those will be investing, those people will be interested in investing in my business, that I can give you some money to start up your business. So they will be reading my business plan. Bankers, from whom we generally take loans, they might be interested to understand what all my business about. So if they find the business is very lucrative, it is going to help the society, it's going to give earn more benefit, so bankers might be interested to invest money into their into that business. Then venture capitalist, those who have money, but they want to invest their money to other businesses. If I have made a business plan, better business plan, they might be interested to invest some of their money to my business if they find it very lucrative plan and very innovative plan. They would like to invest their money into my business, so that if I earn profit out of my business, the venture capitalist will also earn profit out of that business. Suppliers, like raw material suppliers, they might be also interested to invest in my business, so that they can supply raw material for uplifting my business in long term. The customers will also like to read about my business because they will be the ultimate consumers, or maybe the stakeholders who will be taking care of my product, or who will be buying my products or buying my services. And if I do not produce a better product or give a better service, they might not be interested in my business. Then advisors, those who are like consultants, advisors, they'd also be very much interested to read my business plan, because otherwise, if they find that the business plan is not so good, they might not be interested in my business. But if they find, okay, some better consultancy or some good advice is necessary to make this plan more successful, they would be very much interested to give me some consultation or more better advices. So these are the people who generally reads the business plans, those who are interested in my business plan. So there are three perspectives should be considered in preparing a business plan. The first one is the perspective of the entrepreneur, then marketing perspective, then investors perspective. It means, as an entrepreneur, at what type of business plan I am interested in making, what type of business I am going to make, and why I am going to start up this business. Then I need also to understand that whether this business is going to get better position in the marketplace or not. Because if there are so many competitors already there in the market, and I have started the same kind of business, there might be a challenge for me to go ahead with my business for a long time. So I need to understand the market first, that what is the market trend now. Then I need to prepare my business plan. Then investor perspective, whether any person like bankers or any investors, venture capitalists would be interested in investing in my business or not. What is their mindset? What type of business they are going to invest? So that also I need to understand before I start ahead with my business planning. So these are the various perspectives we need to be very clearly understand before we start any business plan or while writing the business plan. Then information needs. Now, before committing time and energy to preparing a business plan, the entrepreneur should do a quick feasibility study of the business concept to see whether there is any possible barriers to success. It means, before we start any business planning, I need to understand whether I may get some kind of obstruction while going ahead with the business in the near future. If I find there are a lot of barriers, lot of competitors already there in the market, or maybe no investors would be liking to invest in my business, then obviously I should not go ahead with this planning. So before I start writing my business plan, I need to understand very clearly whether there would be some investors to invest in my plan or not. Whether is there any competitors in the market who are already into that type of business, and then why I am going with the same business line. I should change my business line. I need to have some unique idea which is not already there in the market. Then only investors would be interested to invest in my idea. If already there are so many ideas are prevailing and I am also thinking in the same line, then I might not get any kind of a better investor to invest in my business. So that is very much important to understand that what kind of informations are available in the market. Maybe from internet we can search that whether the business plan which I am planning, whether it is already available in the market or not, whether already people are doing this kind of business or not. If it is already there, then I should not go ahead with this kind of business planning. So that part is very much necessary to understand. Then outline of a business plan. Now, when we have already analyzed or understood that, okay, now we can start up a business plan, and this type of business plan would be to some extent successful because no competitor has already started the business plan. Now, how we should write the business plan? These are some basic outlines like name and address of the business. We need to give some name and address of the business, then names of the address of the principals, I mean those will be the main stakeholders of the business. Then nature of business, what kind of business I am going to do. Then statement of financing needs needed. Then statement of confidentiality of report. So all these different kinds of reports, finance, how much bank balance I have, these are basic introductory items we need to include in the first page of the business plan. And next we will be going for the executive summary. That is, in this summary page, we need to write down the basic model or the concept which we have developed for our business. For example, let's say we want to start up a business of bamboo based products. Let's say bamboo tiles. Now, if we want to start up a business of bamboo tiles, then we need to generate a model that how we are going to uh, uh, prepare that bamboo tiles, and who are going to buy our product, and who will be supplying us the raw material, as well as who will be selling those products, and what would be the price of the bamboo tiles, whether where we'll set up the manufacturing industry. So all these uh, inputs we need to give before we make the model or the concept of any business. So this is just an example. Now, if we have some other business ideas, we need to strategize the concept in the similar manner. The next is, how is business concept or model unique? We need to define that how our business is very much different from other business, or how our idea is different from the ideas already existing in the marketplace. If there is no uniqueness in our idea, if there is no innovativeness in our idea, then I think the business may not be very fruitful in near future. Because if already there are a lot of ideas which are prevailing in the market, and my idea is also similar to those ideas, then what is the uniqueness in my idea? There is no uniqueness. So if there is no uniqueness, then how we can understand this business will be successful for a long time? It may not be. So we need to be very careful that how we are distinguishing our idea or our business from the other idea which are already prevailing in the marketplace. And this is the point where so many businessmen or the plans got rejected, because there is no uniqueness in the idea. People think that okay, we have created a better idea, but when they present before the panel, they find no, it is already prevailing in the marketplace. So why you are telling that your idea is very unique? It is not unique. So we need to be very categorically understand how and what type of uniqueness we are going to produce in front of the panel members or the bankers or the investors, so that they find okay, it has some uniqueness, and no other business plan has that type of uniqueness. And it is the critical part of any business, what I should mention here again and again. Now, who are the individuals starting this business? Now, suppose if you are a owner of the business, or you have a partner, or you want to start up a franchisee. So these are the owners who are actually starting up the business, who are going to invest in the business. And how will they make money, and how much? How you are going to earn your profit, how you are going to earn from your business. So, and how much you are expecting you can earn from your business. These are the various expectation levels you need to strategize, or you have to write in your executive summary before you start up your business or in your business planning. Then next, environmental and industry analysis is very very important part. When we talk about environment and industry, we are actually talking about our uh, external environment, like our society, our environment, our political scenario. Then also the industry. Suppose I am doing a business of let's say uh, grocery products. Now, grocery products is coming under FMCG industry, fast moving consumer goods industry. Or else, let's say I am doing a business of uh, uh, laptop. So this is coming under electronics and other accessories industries. Let's say I am doing a business of software, so this is coming under software industry. So if I am doing a business, that business should be under any industry. And how many companies are already doing this type of business, I need to analyze those companies. Once I understand that this is the total market share which is already prevailing in the market about of related to my business, and how I am different from those software companies already available in the market, and how much market share I can gain out of this total market already existing. That part we need to understand, and that's why we need to go for a future outlook and trends. What future? For example, nowadays we are finding everything is going online. So future is now going for a online, and the trend is like online teaching, online learning, online for food delivery, online ordering of the materials. So everything is online. So if I want to make a business online or e-business, then what is the trend? How differently I can make a process so that people like my way of doing online business and they try to take my service again and again. And that should be the uniqueness which I can give to the society and they will like my service. Then analysis of the competitors. Now if for example like Zomato or Swiggy, they are doing online food delivery process, even Domino's also doing online delivery process, so they are competitors of each other. But again, how Zomato is different from Swiggy or how Swiggy is different from Domino's, that we need to identify. And now if I want to make my own online food delivery business, how different I can make the service so that nobody go for Zomato or Domino's or maybe Swiggy, they will avail my online service. That I need to understand. So this is the competitors analysis. We need to understand how competitors are doing business and how I can do more better business than the competitors already existing in the marketplace. Then coming to the market segmentation. Now, when we talk about market segmentation, we generally talk about to which segment we are targeting our product to sell. For example, let's say we want to produce some product which are required for the children, maybe in the age those who are in the age group of 5 to or maybe 1 to 6 or 7 years old. Now these are our target segments, the children. Now, if I produce a product and I advertise the product targeting the children, and I find, okay, this product is liked very much by the children, and I should produce this product frequently so that I can sell the product to the children. Now, this is called segmentation. I have made the product only for children. I have not targeted the older people. For example, another example, let's say when we talk about toothpaste, generally we find toothpaste is used by everyone, but those who do not have tooth, then how can they use the paste? So at that point of time we need to think for those people, those who do not have tooth. So for them we have come out with a liquid or maybe come out with a powder. Let's say old people, those who do not have tooth, so they also want to remove their bad breath from their mouth. So instead of brush or toothpaste, they will be using the tooth powder or maybe the liquid, and that will help them to remove their bad breath from their mouth. And that is the segment for which we have actually made the tooth powder or the liquid. So this is how we generally do the segmentation of the market, for whom we are actually making the product and whether we have targeted the right people with the right product or not. And if we do not make a product by understanding the right segment, it means we are doing something hodgepodge. We are not making a right product for the right person. So this is all about segmentation in a very nutshell. I have just explained. Now coming to the industry and market forecast. Now, as I've already told, if we are doing some business for let's say software industry. Now, if I want to make some new software, innovative software, then I need to also understand where this industry is going to go after 10 years down the line or maybe 5 years down the line. What would be the market in the near future? How the growth of the market is at present and how the growth of the market would be in future. If I find, okay, there might be huge growth in the near future, then obviously I should invest my energy, time and money into this type of business. For example, nowadays is everything is going online. It means so many people who are doing online business, or maybe those like Airtel, Vodafone, Geo, all these people, they are selling data. Now everybody now use data. So it means in near future the use of data is going to be used by the customers very much higher. So those who are very intelligent people, those who want to start up their business, they would be trying to produce this kind of a idea that where people will use data for their business. Now let's say Facebook or maybe let's say WhatsApp, everything, all the social media. So if you do not have data, if you do not have internet, can you access the Facebook, can you access the WhatsApp? No. It means, so if you uh, have a business of selling data like Geo, Airtel, Vodafone, they are selling, then automatically you are a good businessman. you have a lot of customers to buy from you. Because you cannot live without a mobile phone, you cannot live without internet. So it has become a part of your life. So those who are giving you something which you need very high in your life, it means they can make better business out of the product which you are selling to them. Now let's say, without food, without water, we cannot live. So if we would not have get water or food free of cost, let's say sometime we get food free of cost, sometime we get water also free of cost. But if you would not have got these two things free of cost, and if somebody would have been doing the business of water and food, they would have been the better businessmen in the world. Now let's say petrol. Petrol is very scarce in the whole world, so it is going to deplete someday. Now if somebody is doing the business of petrol, so automatically they are going to be a better businessman. Now we need to understand the trend, we need to understand the need of the people. If we can match the need and the trend, we can become a better businessman in near future. So now the trend is of data, now the trend is of internet. So if we start a business who can sell internet, who can sell data, that become a better businessman in near future. So these are some of the examples I'm just trying to put to make you understand that how and why you should think in that way. If you want to really start a better business, you should not think that what you want you should start the business. Rather you should think by keeping your toes into the shoes of the customers, that what people want, what people have the problem. Then only you can understand what solution you can make for removing the problem, and that solution become a business. Because people will like to get solution from you, and they will readily pay you money for that solution. And that should be the philosophy. Going to the next slide. Oh sorry, I have another point in the same slide, description of venture. Like what kind of products or what kind of services you are going to offer, what would be the size of your business, how much infrastructure, how much share you want to have in your business, then what kind of office equipment you require, how many personnel or resource or human resource you require for your starting of your business, then what would be the background of your background of the entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an engineer, if you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are a business manager, or if you are a simple graduate, what is your background. So all this description need to be given in the write up of your business plan. Then going into the next slide, production plan is very important. How you are going to set up your production plan or manufacturing process. For example, if you are to set up a bamboo based business or maybe a rubber in based business, so you need to have a bigger plant, maybe in some area very far from the main city. Because if you keep your plant in the main city and if you produce lot of pollution, it might create the problem for the people. So that's why the manufacturing plants which actually produce lot of polluting agents, they are set up in very outskirt of the town or outskirt of the city. So if you where you want to set up your manufacturing process and how you are going to set up your manufacturing process, where from you are going to collect your raw materials, how much machinery or equipment you require, all these things you need to decide before you start up your business. Otherwise, if you do not have this idea about your equipments, about your manufacturing process, about the raw materials, where from you will bring those raw materials, then how you can start up your business. So this is all about production planning. You need to understand or you need to write up in your business planning uh, write up. And you can also give some subcontract to the of your manufacturing process to some other bodies that you do not have the manufacturing unit, rather you will give on rent, or maybe you have taken a contract to the people or those who already have the manufacturing unit, that they will make some of the product on behalf of your company and they will sell it to you, and then automatically you can sell it to the customers. So these are some of the other processes you can apply for your manufacturing process. Now going ahead with the next, operational plan. Now after you have set up your machinery and equipment, that you have decided about the raw materials where from you are going to bring the raw materials, you have set up your manufacturing process. Then you need to start the operation. Description of company's operations, you need to give some description how you are going to operate your company. Then flow of orders of for goods and services, how much raw material you require, and how you are going to put the raw material at which machine, at what time you are going to put the raw material, at what time you want the output of the raw material should come with the final product, and how you are going to do the packaging of the product. Then what kind of technology you are going to use for all these processes. So the total operation plan you need to understand, and you need to write it down in your pen and paper. Otherwise you might face a problem after you, if you do not do this thing beforehand. Then going ahead with the next, marketing plan. So once you have already manufactured your product, you have the product in your hand, then what else? You have to make some planning, that how much price you are going to give to your product. Now how the pricing is done, I'll just give an example. Pricing basically done by the cost of production, by understanding the cost of production, how much money you have invested for making this product, how much rent you have paid for the infrastructure you have built for making the product, how much uh, uh, people you have kept, and how much salary you are giving to the people for manufacturing the product. Then how much uh, electricity bill you are giving for producing the product. So all these costs which you have already invested for preparing your product, that each and every cost would be adding to the cost of the product ultimately which you are making. And adding to that, you have to add some margin or profit, and finally you will get the final pricing of the product. So in a very nutshell, I have told you how you can do the pricing. There are so many other mechanisms. Since time is constrained, so I am not going to discuss the pricing strategy in more detail. Then after you have done the pricing of the product, then the next stage is your distribution of the product. So you might have a warehouse, you might have a go down, or you can shift the product from the manufacturing unit to the distribution agency. If you have some distributor whom you have already allotted to store your product, to make the inventory of your product, you can send those products to the distribution place, and the distributor will then it they will send it to the retailer place, and from retailer the consumer or ultimate users will buy the product. So this is the process how you are going to price the product and distribute the product and ultimately sell it to the product. Now before you sell the product, you also need to do the promotion of the product. Now promotion means advertisements. So there are so many medias through which we can do the advertisements. Let's say we have TV channels, we have radio, we have newspaper, we have magazines, and nowadays we have social media. So you can do the promotion of your product or service which you have already produced through different media, so that people get aware about your product. Until and unless people are aware about your product, that what kind of product you have made, what idea you have generated, how you are going to give benefit to the people through your product or service. Otherwise, how people will buy your product if they do not know about your product? So make people aware, to make people know about your product, about the benefit of the product, you need to do the promotion. Sometimes you may give some discounts also in your product. When you are launching your product in the first phase, you may give some discounts. If you find that okay, people are taking this product and they are getting benefit out of it, then you may remove the discount, because people, if they like it, they will never wait for the discount. They will buy it whatever the price you keep for the product. So this is the way how you can do the promotion for in the first phase. Then coming to the product forecast, you need to understand that how much product you need to make or you need to produce, so that you do not face a loss. Because if you do not have understanding that this amount of product I should make, and if you suppose you need to make 100 number of laptops, and you can sell this 100 number of laptops in 1 month, but instead of 100 number of laptops you have made 1000 number of laptops, and you have forecasted that 1000 laptop would be sold in 1 month, but unfortunately only 100 laptops got sold, so 900 laptops is left in the godown, and it will get spoiled day by day if you cannot sell it. So beforehand you need to understand what amount of product I can sell in the marketplace, what is the market demand. Accordingly you have to make the product and you need to keep it in inventory. So you cannot make a what should I say, any kind of a uh, 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 any kind of a forecast which is not feasible. So you need to have a feasible forecasting before you sell the product in the marketplace. Then you have the form of ownership. Now you have an organization. Let's say a company have different organizational structure, like starting from the CEO, managing director or the board of directors, then the chief executive officers, then the production managers, then marketing manager, finance managers, operations manager, HR managers. So these are the different organizational structure we have in different companies. Now, as an entrepreneur, you might have a different kind of ownership. Either you are the sole ownership of your company, or you might have a partnership. You have one or two partner, and three of you are the owner of the company. You have the same stake in the company. You have invested similar amount of money for the in the company. Or maybe identification of partners or principal shareholders, who are the main stakeholders of the company. You need to identify that. You need to write their name. Then management team background. What are your background? What are your qualifications? What are your experiences? Everything you need to understand, you need to write down. Then roles and responsibilities of members of organizations. What are your roles, and what are the roles of different other people, like managing director, board of directors, then chief executive officers, marketing managers. So what are their roles and responsibilities? It need to be clearly defined. Otherwise there will be chaos in the whole organizations. So this is the organizational plan you need to make before you go for any business. Then coming to the next, assessment of risk. Now every business actually is a risk. So without risk, if you do not want to take risk, then do not do business. But if you want to take risk, then you can start up a business. Because you might have seen this during this pandemic, the businessmen, some of the businessmen, especially the small businessmen, were the most sufferer. But still they took the risk to start up a business. Pandemic may come and go, but by thinking that pandemic will come again and again and we are not going to do business, that is not the right thing. If you want to start up a business, you need to have backup in your mind that I am taking this risk because I know I might fail sometime, but that doesn't mean that will obstruct me to start up my business. So evaluate the weakness of the business. If you find that there are some weak points which are already there in my business, or the business which you have already started, there are some weaknesses. You identify those weaknesses and you try to remove those weaknesses and convert it into a strength. For example, let's say if you have started a business of rubber industry. Now, for any business, which I find is that two things are very important. First is availability of raw materials or availability of market. If one of the things are there, then you start up a business. Suppose both are not there, you do not start up a business. And if both are there, then you are most welcome. Because if you do not have raw material but you have market, you can bring raw material from outside and you can you have the market here, you can manufacture the product and you can sell it to the market. But if you do not have market but you have raw material, so you can start up your business here because you have raw materials. But if you do not have market, you can sell it somewhere else where there is a market. So either of the two you have to have, or both of them you have to have. If both of them are not there, then please do not start your business. You will be in a very risky, it would be a very risky situation, and it would be a very disastrous decision you will be taking. So before you start up your business, you need to understand what would be the probable weaknesses of my business. Maybe gradually we can remove those weaknesses, and automatically we can uh, increase the strength of our business, and we face lot of we faced better profitability out of those strengths, and remove the weaknesses gradually. Like new technologies, what are the new technologies are coming into the market? Now another example I'll just give you. Like you might have heard about Kodak did not uh, implement or did not change their this film from film to the digital form. Now, after after the digital camera has come into the market, Kodak still did not change their film to digital form of camera, and that's why they did not win in the race. And that's why the Samsung, then any other company, Canon, all these people, Sony, they have come out with the digital camera, and there is nowhere Kodak we are finding today. So every day the technology is changing, every day the new ideas are coming, and if we are not going by the trend, if we are not going by the technology, that would be our weakness, and we should not go ahead with that type of weakness. We need to always update ourselves, and we need to go ahead with the trend. Otherwise we will be losing the competition. And contingency plans, obviously we have to have some emergency plans. Otherwise, if we, even if we are going with the trend and sometimes we find we are facing a loss, said that contingency plan will help us not to face any kind of a trouble. Then financial plan, obviously you have to have a pro forma of income statement, how much earning you are having, cash flow, how much money you are going to spend, how much money you are earning, that projections you need to do. Then balance sheet, you need to have a very uh, well to do balance sheet so that you do not face a loss. Then break even analysis, how much money you are having, at what point you are having break even, no profit no gain. Then sources and applications of funds, where from you are getting the fund and how you are applying those funds, everything, every details you need to have in a very uh, proper way. Then using and implementing the business plan. So the business plan is designed to guide the entrepreneur through the first year of operations. So if you have designed a business plan very carefully, it will help you being an entrepreneur in the first year, that how you are going to start the operations. Once you have started the operations, automatically the implementation of the strategy contain control point to ascertain progress and to initiate contingency plan if necessary. So once you have started your business, by seeing your business plan, by following your business plan, then automatically you can understand where you are going right, where you are going wrong. If everything is right, okay, no issues. But if somewhere down the line you are going wrong, then the contingency or the emergency plan will help you to more to cope up with that wrong points. So this is the implementation part where you need to take the help of the business plan. Otherwise, you, if you would not have any business plan, you have started a business, you would not have understood that where I am going wrong. But you have a backup plan, you have a business plan, then only you can understand where you are going wrong and where we are going right. And that's why planning is very necessary. Then measuring plan progress. If I have made a plan, it means I can understand where I am doing good, where I am doing bad, and how I can also measure my progress. Like entrepreneurs should check the profit and loss statement, that whether I am earning profit or whether I am earning loss. So this is a measurable thing. So that measure can give me a better idea. If I am going with a better profit, it means my business is going good. But if I am going with losses, it means somewhere down the line I am in a problem. Cash flow projections, how much spend I have, how much expenses I am making, how much earnings I am getting. Then information on inventory, how much stock I am having, whether my stocks are getting piled day by day or it is getting depleted, how much production quality I am maintaining, how is the sales going ahead with. Then collection of accounts, how much money I could get from the market, and disbursements for the previous month, how much money I have disbursed to the debtors or maybe the investors who has invested in my business, and how much control I have in my inventory, my stock. Then how much production control I have, whether the production is going in the right direction, how much quality level I could maintain, whether people are happy with the quality of my product, how much sales I could make, whether I could achieve my target every day, whatever I am keeping, or every month, whatever I am keeping. Then disbursements, how much money, whatever I have already got from the banks or maybe the investors, I could manage to repay back those monies or not at proper time, or I do not have any credit. So all these aspects, whether you are going in the right direction or not, if you have a better planning, you can understand and you can measure it, and that result will give you the proper direction that you are in the right direction or you are not in the right direction. And that's why a planning is very necessary. Then updating the plan. The most effective business plan can become out of date if condition changes. It means if the change are likely to affect the business plan, the entrepreneur should determine what revisions are needed. So sometimes we find that the planning which we made 10 years earlier, the same plan may not be applicable today because the trend has changed, maybe due to online or due to the new technology has come up into the market. So we have to follow that type of trend. If we go by the traditional, like Kodak, I have given you example, they thought that they will be not having any competitor in the in the near future. But nowadays they are finding all the digital cameras are coming in the market, and they had the film, the traditional way of doing the uh, activity by taking the snaps, but nobody are liking that. So everybody has shifted to digital camera. So if your planning was of making a film, but 10 years down the line you have to change the planning that we need to shift to the digital camera, you have to do that. There is no other option, otherwise you will face the loss. You have to close your company altogether. So if the change are likely to affect the business plan, the entrepreneur should determine what revisions are needed. You have to revise your plan and you need to implement the new plan. So in this manner, the entrepreneur can maintain reasonable targets and goals and keep the new venture on a course that will increase profitability for success. So once you go ahead with the change, go ahead with the trend, in this manner you can always keep your business up to date and you can achieve your targets or goals. Otherwise you might face a loss, and also you can maintain your profitability and success. So why some business plan fails? So we need to understand why some business plan fails. Goals set by the entrepreneur are unreasonable. Suppose I have created a goal that I will sell, as I have already given example, that I have uh, taken a very unimaginary target or very much vague target that I will sell 1,000 number of laptops today, or maybe with this month. But I know there is no demand of laptop in the market. But again, I have taken a target that I'll sell 1,000 number of laptops. So is it feasible? No. So this kind of unreasonable goals should not be set up, and that will make you a loss in your business. That goals are not measurable. If your goals are not measurable, you do not understand that how I am going to set up my goal and whether it is measurable or not, then automatically your plan will fail. The entrepreneur has no experience in planned business. If you don't have any experience, then you should take the consultation from different business people who are already into the business, or those who have lot of experience for 10 years, 20 years. You should take their consultation. But if you do not bother to take their consultation and you have made a plan which is not feasible enough, that will give you a failure in your business. So these are some of the issues and prospects and different strategies as a entrepreneur we should follow. And if the entrepreneur has no sense of potential threats or weaknesses to the business, you do not have any idea that who are your competitors, who are your threats, and what are the weaknesses you might have in your business, then automatically you might have a fail. You might lose your business. No customer need was established before proposed product or service. If you do not understand, as I told you, if you do not understand who are your target consumer, for whom you are making the product, who are going to avail the service you are going to give to the customers. So if you do not have the right product for the right people, automatically you are going to face a loss. Your business will not go for a long time. It will get a loss. So you need to understand the trend. So basic rules are that you need to understand the trend. Whatever the idea, whatever the creation, whatever the innovation you make, you need to understand for whom you are making the product, for whom you are giving the service, and whether the customers you have identified in a right way, whether the customers have the mindset to take your product, whether the idea you have generated is going to give benefit to the society or benefit to the people. Nowadays we need to also very conscious about the environment, about the climate, because we are seeing day by day our climate is changing like anything. So if we do not take very necessary uh, caution before we make any product, and if it creates a lot of pollution, our product might not be liked by the people, because we always try to avoid the products which are creating pollution in the market, like plastics. We are very much uh, neglecting to use the plastics. That's why we are trying to shift to the papers or maybe some other uh, materials which are very much biodegradable. So that part also we need to understand, which should not harm the human, which should not harm the climate, which should not harm the environment. That type of product we should design, that type of product we should ideate, and that on then only we can get better success in our business, because society first then our profit. But if we think about profit first and then society, I think that business is not going to last for a long time. So that would be the philosophical. In the last part of my lecture, I would say that you do not just do business for your own profit. Rather, you should do business for the happiness of the people or happiness of the customers. We are not buying any product, rather we are buying happiness. So if you as an entrepreneur can start up a business and you can sell happiness, I mean, you can sell product and which will give happiness to the people, that business is definitely going to last for a long time. So with these words, I would like to stop my uh, speech here. Thank you all. Thank you very much. If you have any question, maybe due to short time, I had to go very fast, and I have lot of things to say. In near future, I'll be happy to share my ideas with you if I get the opportunity. And if you have any question till now, you are ready. You are very welcome to ask me. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation, and thank you for giving us your valuable time. No
Thank
questions are there in the chat box till now. So we are closing this session here.
you.
Thank you, everyone.